Hey guys, welcome to another episode in the deep playthrough of AC Unity. Still in the epilogue section where I'm reading through the whole database because it's an integral part of a thorough playthrough, a deep playthrough so to say. Already completed the game 100%, everything done, all the achievements. So it's a platinum, first time I really have platinumed a game. Getting all the achievements, but yeah, I also want to get up on all the lore and the biographies and the backstories of the buildings and stuff. So I'm now afterwards still reading up on the database. Previous one we left off with this newspaper. Now we continue with this one. Unless I know for sure I already read it in the main game, then I will skip it. But this one, no, or now let's read this one. I'm doubting whether I read this one already. Le Patriote 1789. Latude escapes again. Years ago, Jean-Henri Latude made quite a career of his exploits, escaping from the prison of Vincent, then the Bastille, then the Vincent again. This time, however, he escaped from a crowd of well-wishers trying to shake his hands. The crowd pressed a bit closely for the escape artist and he was compelled to rush away. Jack's back. Following the hullabaloo we all rightfully raised on his behalf, the king has eased off and reappointed Necker to oversee the country's finances. Hear, hear for King Louis. Alright, hullabaloo. I know approximately what it is, but hullabaloo. A commotion or a fuss. Alright, I assume it doesn't really have a translation to my native tongue. Alright, one moment please. I am seeing another word I would really like to know the meaning of in Dutch, so almost there. Oh my god, my phone is so inconsistent. Anyways, let's continue. Sorry for that. Mademoiselle Lenormand, seer of the old city. The Ile de la Cité has its own Sibyl. Mademoiselle Lenormand is able to see one's future using her unique tarot cards, designed by the woman herself. Treat herself to a peek into the what is soon to be. The good Marquis de Lafayette has been confirmed as Commander-in-Chief of the new National Guard. With him in charge, order is no doubt to be swiftly restored. The troubles of the past weeks swept under the damask silks. That are probably like silk, yeah, cloths from damask, like that. I think Damask is in Turkey. Damascus. Damask. Meaning. Not even sure you write it like that. Damask. Ah, no, it's not from Damascus. It's a rich, heavy silk or linen fabric with a pattern woven into it. Used for table, linen and upholstery. Another term for Damascus steel. Alright, but it's like a fabric, a linen fabric. Yeah, then it's a little bit like linen, so it's a linen silk. It's a bit weird. Whatever. Republicanism, violence, surely Monsieur Desmoulins paints a rather bellicose picture. Can we not turn to reason and dialogue rather than to blows? With all the advances made in this age of enlightenment, I would hardly qualify the French Revolution as enlightenment, as regards to the violence going on. Brutality would seem rather out of place. Alright, who was Desmoulins again? Is that a painter? Desmoulins. French journalist and politician who played an important role in the French Revolution. Desmoulins was tried and executed alongside Georges Danton when the Committee of Public Safety reacted against Dantonist opposition. He was a schoolmate of Maximilien Robespierre and a close friend and political ally of Danton, who were influential figures in the French Revolution. Can you imagine just being sent to the guillotine by your former schoolmate? It's crazy what happened during this time. Alright, Le Patriote 1791. We already read this one, I'm sure. Le Patriote 1792. Alright, I'm not sure about this one, so here we go. In an unprecedented move, the Assembly have decreed that Citizen Mirabeau will be given a state funeral in the Abbey Church of Saint Geneviève. Now to be known as the Pantheon, it will serve as the final resting place of the heroes of the Revolution. Once the King's Minister of the Treasury and much loved public figure Jacques Necker is leaving Paris in disgrace. Once the King's Minister of the Treasury and much beloved public figure Jacques Necker is leaving Paris in disgrace. His attempted reforms, as popular as they once were, came too late and changed too little to avert the recent upheaval. We say good riddance to this Swiss meddler. Lafayette acquitted. Despite massive pressure from the people, the Assembly has voted in his favor. Citizens are encouraged to respect the law. Many members have since been abused and intimidated, which, though natural considering public opinion, must end. Our brothers in Liège are once more defeated by the feudal tyrant Habsburgs. They will not quit, however. The spirit of liberty once tasted by the people cannot be suppressed. France, here's your cries, brothers. Le Chevalier Dion, showman and swordsman. We are at a loss for words. Should these pages be singing the glory of his exquisite taste in dresses, or the unique finesse of his deadly swordplay? Le Chevalier Dion has dumbfounded us once again. Yeah, that is one of the guys from the Paris story. And one of the first, I'm not sure whether he was trans, but it was a male in female dresses. And I assume he is, I'm not sure whether he's based on real life. Let's quickly look that up. Le Chevalier Dion. Yes, he was a French diplomat, spy, and soldier. Dion appeared publicly as a man and pursued masculine occupations for 49 years, although during that time Dion successfully infiltrated the court of Empress Elizabeth of Russia by presenting as a woman. Starting in 77, Dion lived as a woman. He had male organs, but also feminine characteristics. All right, that was that one, and then oh, we're going pretty quickly, I must say. Only 2 more. Alright, I'm not sure whether I read this one, so let's go. Le Patriote 1793, the king confined to Paris. The assembly has acted for the safety of France, knowing that our enemies already massed at our borders would pounce if they could but secure Louis' person. The legislative assembly has declared itself unfit to proceed with the governing of the nation, given recent dramatic events. A new national convention is to be elected, more suited to the challenges ahead. Rebel rouser Camille Desmoulins continues to publish his rag sheets, Le Vieux Cordelier. We don't begrudge anyone the right to print their opinions, but hasn't he enough blood on his hands? Can't he finally be silenced? Holy shit, that is pretty inciting. Inciting violence itself. What the hell is rebel rouser? I know that it's a troublemaker, but a person who speaks with the intention of inflaming the emotions of a crowd of people, typically for political reasons. Alright. Origin. It's been used since the mid 1800s. Derived from the Middle English rablin, meaning mindless babble or a pack of wild animals. Rablin. Alright. But then, what is then rouser? Oh, sorry. If I ever nowadays hit like these websites with like a gazillion cookie options, I immediately run away. It's so annoying. Rouse is from the 15th century and originally meant how a hawk shook its feathers. The meaning had changed by the early 1600s and now was used to describe the act of stirring up or provoking people. The meaning to wake someone up did not appear until the early 18th century. So in today's parlance, a rebel or rouser is someone who incites a crowd of noisy people into a frenzy and a riot. Rebel is a pack of animals, and this 15th century meaning a crowd of noisy, vulgar people, and rousing is stirring up or provoke. So rebel rouser is stirring up a crowd. Alright, interesting. Let's see if there is a Dutch term for that. One moment. Yes, it's in Dutch, it's oproerkraaier. Anyways, a fierce Corsican heart is burning with true Republican fire. The young artillery commander Napoleon Bonaparte is a man to watch. Now of officer rank, a bright and humble military career lies ahead for this citizen. We entrust the Republic to his valiant hands. Right, and Camille Desmoulins, quickly also check up on him. Camille Desmoulins. A French journalist and politician who played an important role in the French Revolution. Desmoulins was tried and executed alongside George Danton when the... Ah, this is one that we already read just now. Pretty sure I read something about Desmoulins, not long ago. Ah, here. Republicanism, violence. Surely Michel Desmoulins paints a rather bellicose picture. So that was in Le Patriote 1789, and here he is again in Le Patriote 1793. Alright, Le Patriote 1794. We have no doubt the Pantheon will soon embrace the mortal remains of another France's fallen heroes. Glory to the memory of Louis-Michel Lepelletier, the Saint-Fargeau, martyr of the Revolution. Who was that again? Here he is. He became counselor, blah blah blah. I think we killed this one in the Palais Royal. Yes, pretty sure. Alright, he was just a politician. Alright, there are many confused reports coming from the Vendée, but it is clear that thousands lie dead or wounded in a series of bloody revolts. Whole towns are held at gunpoint to either join the rebels or be utterly razed. We are wary of the escapades of the aged and debauched Aristo. Once again his name has surfaced in conjunction with depraved and possibly homicidal activities near Les Halles. Will no one rid us of this embarrassment to France? I'm still not sure who they mean by Aristo. Is that Marquis de Sade? Marquis de Sade? I've already read this one, by the way, because I've earlier stumbled upon that word Aristo. Jean Nollet and his amazing flying boy. Scientists are astounding themselves with experiments using the newfound power of electricity. Boys suspended by silk scarves are able to attach various objects, most peculiar and edifying. We must all do our part for the war, citizens. If a commissioner requires your grain, you must bless him. If a recruiter requires your sons, you must kiss them proudly as they leave. And should they fall, and many will, we shall all honor their dutiful sacrifice. Sick. Very sick. Send your children to war. For your own benefits. Sick, sick, sick. One moment. Edify meaning. I'm just... Instruct or improve morally or intellectually. Alright, one moment. Alright, it's like enlighten, teach, edify. But there was one else thing I wanted to look. Yeah, that Aristo. Let's quickly see if that is another term for Marquis de Sade or something. But I already looked it up earlier in the playthrough. I couldn't find it. I don't think it's an abbreviation of aristocrats. It refers to a singular person here. Sade has been a revolutionary, one of the rare aristo. Ex-aristo. His name went on a list of ex-aristo. Yeah, I think it's just abbreviation of aristocrats, I think. But still, this article in this newspaper, it's written really vague, I must say. Yeah, okay, in Webster dictionary it says the definition is aristocrat. But then, this article is so weird. We are wary of the escapades of the aged and debauched aristo. Once again, his name. So I assume it's a singular person. But yeah, because the reference is near Les Halles, and I think, although it is not on Les Halles, there's no landmark here, but there's an entry. I'm pretty sure this is Les Halles. And Marquis de Sade's home is over here. So that reference to Les Halles, so escapades near Les Halles, makes me think it's about the Sades. Alright, so that basically concludes the newspapers. Let's see how long we still have. I think I still at least need to do one episode more. Welcome to the Animus. This is very brief. Sean here. Look, I just want Les Miserables. Look, I just want to get this out of the way because as soon as anyone mentions the French Revolution, someone else's eyes light up and they start going, do you hear the people sing? In that weird way people do when they're both talking and singing at the same time, and then I have to listen to a god-awful rendition of the song from that god-awful musical, and I seriously start to consider trapping my fingers in a door just so I have something else to think about. The French Revolution, the one you're in, started in '89. Have you got that? Les Miserables, the novel by Victor Hugo, later turned into a musical by someone who very clearly hates me personally and is dead set on making my life a living, breathing hell, is set in Paris in the time period between 1815 and 32, which was an entirely different revolution. Stop looking for Jean Valjean, alright? He's not here. Anyways, I prefer cats, it's more believable. Again, quite a totally useless entry. But I do see that Marianne, that was one of the earlier person biographies that we read about in the database, and it's like a fictional person, Marianne. She was like a symbolic for, it's like an average French woman striding for freedom. She was a symbol of the revolution in that respect, as I understand it. I think the woman in the picture over there is one of those Marianne depictions. But then I wonder whether Marianne is also in Les Miserables. One moment. Whatever, but let's one time look at Marianne again. French Revolution. Has been the national personification of the French Republic since the French Revolution. I cannot really see her. That quickly. Now this is only like a very famous painting, Liberty Leading the People, where a Marianne person is depicted, but I'm not sure why that is put in the Les Miserables thingy. Probably because that picture now I'm reading, that painting, it's about the revolution of 1830. So then let's see, Les Miserables, is that also about, we just read that it's around the 1830s as well. So I do agree with that note over here. I also hate these kinds of musicals. Yes, beginning in 1815 and culminating in 1833, June Rebellion in Paris. The novel follows the lives and interactions of several characters, particularly the struggles of ex-convict Jean Valjean and his experience of redemption. Alright, so that's the reason. Sorry, that took a long time. Welcome to the beta database. This one I should have read all it starts. Hello, we haven't met, but you can call me Sean. I just thought I'd say it seems Abstergo has put together rather a lovely historical database that you can peruse as you're running around. Unfortunately for you, their historian gave things a bit of a, well, let's just say they have a particular viewpoint they're keen to get across. By which I mean they're Templars and they think like Templars and they lie about people who aren't Templars. So I'm just going to go through and add in some explanatory footnotes as I go to give you a bit more of a balanced perspective. Those footnotes are mostly lame jokes and they are super duper annoying. Well, I'll try for balance, I'll aim for it. Balance is certainly something worth striving for, or at least thinking about, or maybe I'll just mention it here and you can be your own judge. Here, this is what I mean. It's such a lame figure, that Sean. Also, and far be it for me to criticize because they've given it quite some effort, but the way they write this history is dry as a freeze-dried, dry cleans, dry thing with a particularly chronic case of dry mouth, which has been left out in the sun and then popped in the oven. Again, so funny. So let me at least attempt to make it that smidgen more readable. You mean annoying. Pure annoyance. Although that's the last time I'll ever use the word smidgen. God damn it. What a loser. Alright, letters from Elise we will do in the next episode. That will be
My
reading.
love.
Or not reading, listening, because there's a voiceover. And now we still have 10 minutes in the episodes. Let's quickly see. Is there a... this, I'm not sure. If this is a lot. Yeah, this looks to be quite a lot actually. Yeah, let's do that as last one. Let's just start with a couple of letters from Elise right now. Here we go.
Paris, September 23rd, 1788. Dear Arno, I never thought I could be so bored in Paris. Can you imagine it? The greatest city in the world, and here I am, stuck in endless lectures from dawn to dusk. It's worse than that winter we spent in Strasbourg. Do you remember? When it snowed for a week straight, and we couldn't leave the house, and all the books in the library were in German. We convinced that cook the house was haunted by some young Frankish prince. And the poor man refused to leave his kitchen without a rosary in one hand and a Bible in the other. I miss those days. The things I'm learning from Father's friends are... well, I wish I could tell you about them. Someday, perhaps. But not now. And not like this. But still, I find myself missing those days. Missing home. Missing you. Next time Father comes to Paris, you must persuade him to bring you along. I remain always your Elise.
Right, first one done.
Dear Arno, I confess I'm not entirely sure what to say here. It was good to see you again. Somehow rings hollow. An empty space unfit to contain the totality of my feelings. And yet I am pleased. Pleased that the assassins have not changed you completely. I suppose I shouldn't be surprised. You never were one to be easily awed. It seems we have both found ourselves at an impasse in the hunt for my father's killer. Perhaps together, we can accomplish what neither of us could alone. It's nice to think that after all this time, we're still better together than apart. Yours, Elise. Oh, Arno, what have you done? I know we didn't part on the best of terms, but to go running to the assassins? My father kept you away from them for a reason. Their creed is like wine, sweet enough at first blush, and in moderation it makes life seem more bearable. But drink too deeply, and you find naught but madness and anarchy. No doubt they've already filled your mind with tales of how dreadful we Templars are, that we would make slaves of humanity and place our boots on the world's neck. You knew my father, and you know me. I can only pray that is enough to give the lie to those tales. My order has turned against me, and I am hunted by those I once called friend. I could not bear it if you turned against me also. Think of me, and be well, Elise.
It's pretty interesting, this grey area between Templars and Assassins. I also don't think Templars are all that bad, to be honest.
Dearest Arno, I can barely conceive how much has changed in the last 3 years. How far our roads have taken us. Sometimes I feared our paths would diverge forever, or else come together at loggerheads like the star-crossed lovers in some hackneyed stage piece. Yet here we are. Not the same brash children we once were, nor yet strangers. When this is over, when Germain is dead at our feet and my father rests, who then will we be? Assassin mentor and Templar Grandmaster? The continuation of the old, or the beginning of something new? Will we shape the future of our world, or will we retire quietly to the countryside to raise goats? I can just see you, a goat herd, leaping and climbing about the Alps. No goat would have a chance of escaping you. I do not know what the next days, months, years will bring. All I know is that we shall remain Arno and Elise, and with that, I am content. Je t'aime, Elise. My love, as I write this, you are asleep, If the light wakes you, I'll have some explaining to do. But at this moment, you are sleeping peacefully. Tomorrow is the day, it seems. The culmination of 5 long years. Our moment of revenge. So why can I not quiet this part of me, which fears that, at the tipping point, you will flinch? Is it that I fear you loved my father less than I? Or do I doubt your resolve to strike the killing blow? I do not think so. Rather, I fear that you have lost so much already, that you cannot bear to lose more. I think that you would let Germain rule France if you thought it would save me. Have you ever known me to need saving? Have you ever had cause to think that I would accept it if it were offered? My fate is my own. My choice is my own. If somehow we both return from this, I will burn this letter. If you are reading it now, then I made my choice there in the temple. Know that I made it gladly, and do not take the burden of it onto yourself. Be at peace, my love, and walk what path you will.
Whoa, this is like
all my love, Elise.
That's like a posthumous letter that Arno only read after, indeed, Elise got killed in the temple. Holy shit. We still have 3 minutes in the episodes. The last category we will do in the next episode, but for now I was thinking, let's quickly get to Arno's room. One thing I forgot to do is to check all the cool assassin outfits and also Arno's room and see if there are any more of Elise's letters up there. By the way, let's put something on without a head. You can do that via an outfit, I think at least. Yes, this one. Arno's room. Here we go. This one should now be totally filled with everything 100%. So we have the Eiffel Tower over there, the Statue of Liberty. I think this one may also be all kinds of statues. Single player mementos unlocked during the single player missions. Pretty cool. And then what do we have more? Is that something? No, I don't think so. We have this one. Accomplishments. Your completed accomplishments. Pretty nice shields. Over here we have all the Paris stories mementos. This one was for, I think, unlocking that armor of Thomas the... God damn it, I again forget his name. Garnion or something? God damn it. Thomas the Aiguillon. Thomas the Carnaillon. That was one of those, I think, puzzles to open up the gates. Maybe this one as well related to that, I'm not sure. What they did do with this do again. Accomplishment 50 out of 57. What's that? What the hell are accomplishments? I did all challenges, 100% sure. Everything I did. Alright, is that maybe because of Dead King's DLC? AC Unity. Accomplishments. What are that? Yeah, that are achievements. 50 out of 57. The base game contains 50 achievements. I have them all. And there's one DLC pack containing 7. Alright, so that is indeed because of Dead King's DLC, which I will be doing after completing the database. I will start later today. So that's good to know. But the game itself, at least the main game, it's all 100%. But indeed over here we still have the DLC, Dead Kings. And then over here we are going to those letters. Where were they? Ah, this is the Memento gallery. This is not Arno's room actually. Ah, Helix Rift as well. Where's that? Ah, that are these two. Statue of Liberty, Eiffel Tower. Plus that painting I think is also new, maybe from the medieval times. The Helix Rift. Alright, let's quickly get to Arno's room. Where is his room then? That is the training room. We already did all the trainings. I want to check if there are any more Elise letters that you need to pick up here, or whether it is the same as the ones we had, because we have
Paris.
1, 2, 3, 4,
Dearest
5. Alright, let's see if there are any extras here. New letters available, 0.
My love.
Yeah, so
Paris.
no new ones available.
I hope I know what I'm doing.
So I just wanted to double check that. And then before we end the episode, this may be fun. Hide rank, access progress tracker, edit favorite activity. Favorite social activity, exploration. That is about right. Maybe this, by the way, was also a standing here, looking out over Arno's balcony, is also an achievement in itself. Which is quite a weird achievement, or at least a simple achievement. Check out these flowers and stuff. Still looks so amazing, this game. Almost 8 years later. Alright, here you can probably change loadout, yes. And for the rest, this is all pretty much the same. But I also, now I've unlocked, yeah, not all of them I think. Not the, maybe there are some armors that I can unlock in Dead King DLC. Dead King's DLC, but let's look. At least from the main game I have all the armors unlocked now. Thomas the Carneon, Master Assassin, Belek, I'm wearing it now. Chase outfits. Yes, I have all of them, by the way. Edward's outfits. Connor's outfits. Ezio's outfits. And Altair. Alright, pretty cool. Just I knew I completed the game, but since then I didn't went back to the cafe theater yet to really check on the all these icons. Alright, someone was singing pretty annoyingly.
This'll do nicely.
That's that guy. He sings really bad.
Les aristocrates à la lanterne, les aristocrates on les pendra. Peuple français, jadis acquis, l'aristocrate, il met à culpa. Le regrette le bien qu'il a, par justice la nation l'aura, par le prudent Lafayette. Tout trouble s'apaisera, ça ira, réjouissons-nous, le beau temps viendra. Ça ira, les aristocrates à la lanterne, ça ira, les aristocrates on les pendra.
Right. Man, he was a bad singer. Anyways, guys, already hitting the 40-minute marker or already over it. Next episode's only one database section still to do. The actually the cafe theater section. People we did, locations, everything done, miscellaneous, everything done, except this one. So 5 sections in here, which we'll be doing in the next episode, and after that starting the Dead Kings DLC, which I will probably put in a separate playlist, because this one is already 240 episodes long enough. Guys, hope you enjoyed, hope to see you in the next one. For the meantime, do not forget, always do keep on gaming. See you later.